let you know.
Not much. So what's the word with you and Kay?
She'd asked me when everybody logged in to let her know if she was going to come speak.
Okay, good. You're good.
She's doing okay. She hasn't quite made it to the point where she's sleeping in bed yet. She's still been sleeping in a recliner, keeping that funny shape that the hospital bed had.
Yep.
She has a hard time getting up off her side.
Hmm.
She actually ventured out on her own yesterday for a few minutes. Had to go to the bank and make the car payment. Went by the office and turned in her intent to return back to work on Monday on a limited basis.
Mm-hmm.
She can go sit in the office and order people around, but she can't go lift people and move stuff around after hours like she has been. So she's limited to office work for the next couple of weeks.
Which is, kind of what she's supposed to have been doing all along.
So how are you doing? You said you were under the weather.
A rough week, not nearly as rough as Kay's. Just,
I read you.
Just having a hard time getting the energy to stay awake, do stuff.
I understand that. I've struggled with it today myself. They changed some of my meds when I went Friday for my this Friday week.
All right.
So I'm adjusting to those changes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go get her. She wanted to speak.
Do you want to wait until you get more of a quorum, or?
No, I figure I probably would, but I was just going to let her know that everybody was here.
So, how goes?
Goes all right.
You can get down here so you appear.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
Good deal. We were concerned.
Well, y'all had reason to be. I was a sick puppy.
Yeah.
A lot sicker than anybody had any idea.
Sorry you had to go through that.
I made it. I'm alive and kicking.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Not
So
really
how
high.
do you feel at this point?
I feel a lot better. I'm still sore, but I'm getting back to normal slowly. I'm not pushing things.
Yeah, nor should you. And how was it like to actually have a few days where you were free from work?
I've gone stir crazy.
Yeah.
I'm used to being on the go so much and having to think so much that my downtime was just, I've done like 10, 12 dish rags and got all kinds of stuff done.
It's probably a good opportunity there to think about the Mack truck problem, which these guys, I don't know if you know of that, but it's basically someone who becomes so instrumental to an organization that the organization suffers when they're gone. To the extent possible, for your own good and for the organization's good, you ought to see if you can find people that are willing to take up some of that slack when you are.
Well, believe it or
No
not,
fault of your own. You can't do the work.
the old day coordinator stepped in and filled in for me while I was gone. And just about daily, I got messages, get your ass back here. Get better.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
She got quite scolded for showing up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I had to go by, turn the paperwork in saying I could go to work Monday at the office. And I thoroughly got chastised. And then the acting day coordinator said, "Are you here to work?" I said, "No." She said, "Damn." I said, "I just came by to drop off paperwork." But
All right.
they're ready for me to be back, they said. But I just wanted to say, hey, let y'all know I'm okay.
Good. It's great to hear from you. You just continue to rest up and wish you the best.
That's what I'm doing. Talk to y'all later.
Oh, Nev.
Had an F.
Hello.
So how goes in your world?
Not bad at all. Weaver's Fin in New World, the swamp
Oh,
country.
yeah.
I do not like that town.
It's very
multi-leveled and dilapidated and hard to get around in.
Yeah, it is a mess.
It's no Wood Elf Tree City you fall off of, but it's still pretty bad.
That's in Reekwater.
Oh, is it? Good.
Yeah, Reekwater has something like that.
Something for me to look forward to.
That's right. I just discovered that the other day.
How is Chris doing?
Oh, doing well. Yeah, you just missed Kay giving her interview where she was saying she was alive and kicking.
Okay, good.
So we're all back home. And what are you doing, kid? Yeah.
You had to ask.
Did she actually appear? Or she's there. She is.
See the cat.
Got the shadow over my shoulder. It's a solid black cat.
Yeah.
That's
Just
pretty
this
neat.
aura, evil aura I have. I'm not
And
eating
how
it.
does Steven
Roast
feel?
beef.
It's not actually a cat. It's just your imagination taking form.
You know, she's on the back of my chair, making my chair fall backwards. Very hefty cat.
I saw a
Hello,
great
Steven?
compilation video of cats attacking small kids that are trying to learn how to walk and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just knocking them down left and right. It's pretty funny.
No, they're doing it while they can, because pretty soon they'll get too big.
Yeah. But they will be tortured in return, I believe,
Oh yeah.
by the toddlers.
So how's it in your world, Steven?
Yeah. Sam would body check Eva. It was funny. It was hilarious. She would, Eva would be walking along, and Sam would run at her and turn sideways and do a do a slide into her sideways.
A shoulder rush.
Yeah, so, well, not shoulder. It was like flat on sideways. Just manage that, but yeah. Use your tail to whip yourself around. They T-boned me.
It's the cat version of parallel parking.
What game is up today?
I believe Pegg's, the
Ah.
Killing Moon.
Now I asked him about that. If they were what they were planning on doing for Halloweeny stuff. He's sitting there. Says, I think we're doing it all on Sundays, so I'm expecting to be there. So.
Okay, I got you. All right. Well, we'll give him a chance, and if not, E, are you prepared to fill in the pinch, or
Sure.
you might just chew the fat if not? All right.
He seemed to indicate yesterday he was planning on being in. So.
All right. Well, it's all good.
Do you know where the saying "mind your P's and Q's" comes from?
I did it one time, but I can't recall it right now.
Typesetting, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, the process of printing, where you had offset, you had the characters, you had to actually line them up. Have I told you, this is off topic, but have I told you about the very ancient print press that used molten lead? Yeah, dangerous, to craft the individual letters, so that he had a mold for each letter, and he would take those letters and put them in a crimp, clamp them together, and then create each sentence line by line, put it on this big platen, and then roll the ink, put a piece of paper down there, boom, and there you go. You printed a page. And that was up in Missouri. God, that thing was ancient, but the guy, he was ancient too.
P's and Q's is a naval term. The people in charge of the sailors would tell them to mind their P's and Q's, which was a reference to them paying their bar tabs and not drinking too many pints and quarts.
I didn't know that.
So, just saying mind your P's and Q's is settle your bar tab and don't go too heavy. Dual meaning.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, I just learned that not long ago.
Good
And your
life
chew
advice.
the fat comment earlier made me think of the other comment, like where it came from.
These colloquialisms that we take for granted. So with any luck, assuming your schedule permits and I'm half awake, we might try the Star Trek thing this upcoming Wednesday, if you're cool with that, see.
We'll probably have to do it before then, because I think Tuesday's the last day for it.
Oh, the Halloween thing.
If I remember correctly, the 2nd was the last day. I can call it up right quick and make double sure, but I thought I remember seeing 11/2 being the last day. But I agree with you. I feel like it can be accomplished in 30 minutes. It's just finding time to do it.
Yeah, I don't mind that. So what we might do in that case is run that on Tuesday. I'll talk to James and make sure he's cool with that, because he sometimes runs a WoW stream at that time. And then do the Wednesday stream per normal and whatever.
We just later around today. We put everything off we were supposed to do today till tomorrow.
Oh heck, the way your week and Kay's week has been. Just, yeah. Sometimes it is best to just chill. Yeah, do that too.
Yeah, well, I haven't really accomplished anything today. I can allow myself a little bit of chocolate as long as I dole it out in a small amount. But the pills seem to be doing a rather well job. I've only been on it since Thursday, so I haven't gotten a real good control group on numbers, but
it'll take a week or two to really understand it.
Yeah. I've just had a stress on time to piddle with new designs. I've got I've bought some new pens and papers and things to try to work on stuff. I really want to get the barbarian bear picture down. I've got it sketched out 4 or 5 times, but a full length picture, the way their bodies are oriented, is very difficult to get to scale. Their heads are always too big. So I've got him, he's too short, but I've got it sketched out on my desk at work. He's, leaning on his handle of his axe, and it goes to the ground. He's kind of akimbo around it. He got kind of a dour look on his face, and the helmet's only over one ear, cocked over to one side. I've got the image down. I just got to get the balance. I know what I want. I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way and block it out, and then build it around the blocks.
Well, one or the other.
Yeah.
As I've said, for purposes of making shirts and hats and whatnot, you don't really need the full body images.
Just
We've already put the faces that you drew to use, on the stream. So,
and I'm easy with it. It's just I just wanted this, shirt just for him, because he's the one that's gotten to be the one who's gotten the most laugh out of.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten. It's just I really have to clear my head to do it, and I've had difficulty doing that.
Understandable. It's been that sort of year.
For about 3. I reread an old Trek story. I guess it was last Saturday. And I just forgot how dense some of that was. How much information was crammed into a little section.
There was a lot going on. There was a lot of story with the 2 caps on the front. But as you say, this is a phrase Stephen uses, headspace.
Mm-hmm.
You just haven't had the headspace to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And whether that's because of distraction or stress or just getting older, and it's just doesn't come as easy, which I think is a big part of it too.
Yeah.
We're just not doing the writing. It's like I said to y'all, I haven't been able to write a thing since Christy died.
Right.
And before that, I was doing okay. I was writing.
I've got an interesting thread going in my game, but it's, I don't know, in late of years, I've gotten where I know what's happening. I know what's happening behind the scenes and opposite of what the players are doing. But most of the time, I'm just as a loss as the players are about how the two meet together.
As a practical matter, that's the player's job, is to try to make that happen. Not necessarily yours.
Yeah.
And players could go off in a completely opposite direction and never get to that plot.
Yeah.
Until they comes and knocks them on the head.
That's why all my stuff seems to be episodic, because everything has little snippets of information that lead you on to the next gaming session, and they all build on each other till it gets to the end of an arc.
Mm-hmm.
There's a TikTok/YouTube guy called One Shot Questers. It's very similar to Viva La Dirt League, but he's all D&D based.
Mm.
And he does this thing where he has little things people that play D&D understand. And it's like the DM sitting there taking notes while the players are discussing what they think is happening.
Oh, yes.
He's like crossing out his plot on the sheet and then writing it down what they just said.
Yep.
Yeah, this is great.
Yep.
That's where the Children of Conspiracy came from. All David Howard. completely changing the plot.
Hey, Chris. Other Chris.
Hey,
Evening.
Mr. Pegg, how's it going?
Going good.
Whoa, somebody honked a horn.
Me.
Me. Your game, the Killing Moon, this evening?
Yes.
Okay.
We were just making sure you was up for that.
That's and no fault of your own. It's just been that way this week. Yeah.
The dark, dreary, rainy, you're not moving off the couch kind of day.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You'll
I got
find
ready to go
sad.
running yesterday and open the door and it's just pouring rain. I'm like, oh, never mind.
I was wondering, we saw you on New World a little bit earlier than I would have expected to. So I figured, yeah, you hadn't done your run.
Yeah. I did it yesterday, so I didn't do it today because I had yesterday off.
Gotcha. Make sure that's stuff. Okay, goody. I'm so happy I finally figured out how to get it to project the tab so I can, wander around and be ADHD. Pardon?
No, Cat decided to walk in front of me already.
I
Fair
saw that
tell.
sigh of acceptance.
Nope, Cat. You can't tell her no. I don't think you can tell any cat no.
Oh, you can tell them no. It's just they ignore you.
I saw a weird comment about someone was talking about people that don't like cats are controlling because they expect the animal to give them affection the instant they meet the animal. And a cat
Mm.
doesn't do that. And they're like, I don't
Very
like
true.
cats. And so they're like, why not? Why do you expect an animal to just trust you instantly?
Yeah, the cats are actually fairly human in that regard. I mean, human would be some way similar. You have to earn the trust. Maybe the problem is that many cats never give that trust.
And then you got the ones like I have around here that after 4 or 5 years, you get within that circle and they won't leave you alone. The fact Krista's been sleeping on the couch and not in the bed, Willow's taking her spot and will tell me about it every time I roll over.
Finally got the cat to leave me alone so I can focus. I can't tell you about Thora. All right, so last when we left off, it's a cliffhanger. All left the hotel, went around the city trying to figure out stuff after the Baron took out Ezekiel and everyone else at the farm. Y'all went around town, you talked to the fixer, went back to the shop, the bookstore to talk and go over stuff of what could be happening. The surveyor came, talked to y'all, and as he was leaving, you heard a gunshot, saw he was shot. Max immediately went out there to help. Hayden saw a guy lifting a rocket launcher at the shop and immediately set him on fire. Then 2 more of his buddies approached with weapons drawn, and that's where we left it, right there, a little cliffhanger. So if everyone wants to do a little initiative, well, let me get a table out there, actually. Let's see if I can get people turns. All right, I guess we're just missing.
Mark is trying to find the initiative button.
Oh, it's a little clock on your character sheet under
Yeah,
general.
Speed.
Right by your speed.
Yeah.
Okay, and the cat back. Oh, perfect. They go at the same time. All right. All right. What's he on there? Ignore that. Should be Merc. All right. So it's going to have the Merc. Both Mercs are going to go at the same time. And they both saw Max immediately come out. So one will shoot at Max. The other's going to shoot at Hayden after seeing that just come rocking at him. So first one's against Max. And the second one for Mr. Shaw. And of course, y'all can don't worry about Shaw's fine. Max, you're the only one that would have to roll a dodge. Max got hurt. I can't be. Yeah, these aren't a joke right now. So there's only 2. Now, Hayden and Max, y'all got a good look at these guys. Mainly Max because you got shot by one, Hayden because you set one on fire. They are in all black. They're wearing, balaclavas with goggles. You can't identify them. There's no patches. There's nothing that says SWAT. There's nothing that says FBI. Nothing on them except their firearms. And they're definitely not friends of the Inquisition because they just shot the surveyor in the gut.
Yeah.
He's still bleeding out. Where's my timer? So, yeah, so after both the mercs go, it'll be ironically Max after getting shot. You can react to him.
Steve, you're muted.
I'm terribly sorry. I was looking for that spell that I could not find. And so she was going to cast Blink. And I was looking for the blocking spell. That's block. That's hardness. No, I can't. So she would cast Blink to try to avoid that damage. If that's
I'll allow it. Well, that's saying next turn.
and so she's going to teleport there, and she's going to be done. Around. My God.
Thing is, got to roll on the body sense skill to act.
Ah, yes. Oh, right on. Yeah, who's right next to her?
That was the surveyor that was right next to you. That was on the street after teleportation to be next to Keegan.
Right. Max is going to go ahead and cast Missile Shield on herself. That scared her.
I would say.
All right. And is that all you do?
Yes. Cast the spell.
All right, next is going to be Mr. Shaw.
Okay. Yeah, these two appeared to be no joke. If the surveyor weren't right there, this would be a perfect opportunity for a grenade. Actually, it still is. Flashbang. Going to try to throw a flashbang in front of those guys to blind them momentarily.
All right.
And as he does that, he's going to attempt to, let's see, there's the silly thing. Ah, here. 40 feet. Yep, that'll work. He's going to start running and then do his super leap and try to land behind them. And he can make about 40 feet.
All right. And is he throwing in midair or is he throwing after the leap?
I think he needs to throw before the leap, before he actually takes off. So he starts running, throws it, then leaps.
Okay. Just give me a general where are you aiming at, and I guess we'll do.
Oh, I'm aiming at the guy. This is a pretty
Right in
Yeah.
the center.
The guy that's on fire. He's a good target. Where's my? Okay. Come on now. There. Thank you.
I see there's a roll to make for that. That's just a thrown thing under the range tab in combat may do it.
Yeah, let me see. Pardon me. Combat. There we go. Ranged. Yeah, that's not quite right, but okay. No, it was actually a 13 was the skill, but
13 is the target, and you made it. So this is how this plays out. So you pull the pin, you cook it, and as you start running, you throw it, and then the guy that's on fire is still like screaming, and it just donk in the head, and he falls down while still on fire, and it's just on his chest. The tinnitus-inducing whine that those make, and you leap over and just plant yourself right there. Superhero landing. It's bad on the knees though.
Yeah, one knee.
he's getting old. And that's all I think I could do. And I should take an action and a move. So
Gotcha. All right. All right, Martin.
All right. I put myself in the doorway as we opened up gameplay.
Yep.
I'm going to take this to go around behind the car. I'm going to punch the trunk and pop it open and change weapons.
All right. Hey.
And that's what works. I'm the only one that it works for. He just walks over, hits the trunk, and the pop cracks open, and he can raise it up and get to them where they're mounted under the lid of the trunk. He's going to pull his 16.
All right.
So I have it equipped for next round.
Gotcha. All right. So we'll go to Arc.
All right. Base move, that's in yards, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
I get double ground movement. Let's see, what are my advantages? All I've got, that's my base speed and movement, and I don't have a gun.
Are you gonna stop in front of the car or behind the car?
Actually, I probably ought to do that. I ought to go behind the car initially.
I was thinking with the old noggin. I was getting to flip a coin on who they shot at, but that's wide open ain't good.
Yeah, but are they going to shoot at the dog?
Hey, these are real bad guys. This isn't a Disney movie. They'll shoot at the dog.
Were they going to shoot at the dog? Are they going to shoot at the guy with the M16? Are they going to shoot at the guy with the? They just did a superhero leap.
They got blinded. They didn't really notice that he jumped there. Perk of a flashbang. When their vision clears, they were going to see the guy they gut shot lying on the ground unconscious and a dog in front of a car with someone they just shot at earlier and a guy with an M16. The car was going to be aggro for sure.
Okay.
The armor grabs something off his desk and he actually takes cover in the doorway. All right. So both of the mercenaries here have just come out of being flashbanged. They're not happy. Let's see if I can't have this. So, let's just see. Do they notice that Shaw landed back there? One does. Okay, both notice you. What? both. So both
The
notice that you.
brimstone. It's the sulfur and brimstone, yeah.
Yeah, so they both notice you there. So one.
It's the embodiment of Michael Bay.
So one of them's actually going to try and tackle you. Because shooting you at this close range between the two would just be silly. You're going to hit the other. So one's going to. The one right here is going to try and tackle you. And you can, of course, dodge that if you want to. All right, so he tries and fails.
And I do it a little step back.
And the other gentleman is actually going to shoot at Keegan.
There should be a well undercover with a trunk lid up and everything.
Yep. Let's see. So make a dodge and add 1 to it.
Oh, shit.
Alrighty. So I'm going to change this because I think this is way too high. I'm going to change that again. That's extremely high. If you have body armor on, that it gets reduced first.
You got a vest, and that's it.
So the vest would take the
Yeah,
its max damage first, which
we talked about him. I don't see how he equipped it, so we're gonna say no.
Given everything we've been going through, I think it's very likely you're wearing your armor right now. If you have any.
Yeah. We talked
I'm
about
looking at it right now.
Yeah,
right.
what's the DR for it?
Because most of them, that's what takes the damage first, and most of them, I can find it. Section. Some can take 2 damage, some can take 4. Just depends on the size of said vest.
Yeah. It's concealable, so be a smaller one probably. Still 2 would be enough.
Let's say it's 2 because that's the most common I've seen is 2.
A pretty damn good lick to probably step around and take a shot and get tagged.
Like, ow.
All right, so that's going to be the end of them. So Max would be your turn.
One. All right. Yeah. She's going to cast sleep on that shivering area. She's going to cast sleep on who has acted.
Just for this round, just the mercenaries.
I cast this one right here. Yeah. So she made that by him 4.
Okay, so he's asleep.
Yeah, he falls down asleep,
He's prone.
and she's done.
Yes, I thought Max was doing something else.
Yeah, I heard him said done. So one of the guy that just shot Kagan just fell over for no apparent reason. And Hayden doesn't know that Max put him to sleep or anything, but that's good enough. So he'll take a step, like back and actually be off the map a little bit. We'll do like this. So the dragon breath has 2 modes: long range in a straight line, very thin, up to 100 feet, or short range in a cone, up to 15 feet in front of him. So he's going to breathe on the remaining 2.
All right.
And hopefully not hit the surveyor over there. That's why he took a step back. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Wow.
All right. And was that one against this one first or this one on the ground?
No, I'm not including the one that fell down on the ground.
Okay, so just these.
He
Just
turns
three.
back on that one. He's firing at the other two.
That's right.
Okay. So the one that's already on fire, he was on the ground and he's essentially incapacitated by that flashbang. Let's see if this our guy can dodge. Oh no! Oh God! He fell backwards and went as it hits him. Even better. Okay, yeah. So both are. Well, one's double on fire now. I'm sure he is a toast. And this guy catches fires. So if this one wasn't dead already, he is definitely extra crispy. And as you just hear a and then just the flame cuts him, and he's gone. So you definitely finished off two, and you got one that's you don't know what happened to him. Sniper got him or something.
Yeah, I'm happy he's not moving and trying to shoot anybody. Yeah, but it's also happy that we might have somebody that we can talk to about this.
Exactly. All that is left in the street was a car in an alley, unmarked. Yeah, there's no plates on it.
First things first, we need to drag Keegan and the surveyor into the bookshire and do what we can to fix them up. And I guess we go call on the old man or the magic users next door and ask for help.
Yeah, that'd be trying to find this picture for y'all. Master Fu Lin.
Mm-hmm.
So
You may know something about how to help these folks.
Your resident magic user.
Hey, Mike. Do something with that car.
And he's like, of course, he peeks around. It's like he looks. Says, "Oh yeah." You see him walk off across the road, and he actually opens it up. And he's feeling around, opens the trunk, and pulls out a bag and closes it. And you see him take something in his hand. He just presses something and throws it in the window. And he throws it in the car and walks off. And as he walks back, it just catches fire.
I thought we could save that for later, but okay. I expect to walk over to it, push something against it, and it fold up like a Jetsons car or something.
He goes, "No, I left that on the table. That's all I had on me."
I figured. He says, as long as you're doing things like that, do something for this guy's knee. We can talk to him without his knee.
You see him. He goes. You see him grab a medical bag and just sits on the table. Bring him over here.
He is deposited thusly.
I'm kind of fooked. I'm down to 2.
And I double checked. Those do have a damage reduction of 2. Those vests. And of course, while Mike's rummaging around and stuff, he actually slides a crate over to you that's just nothing but plates, those steel plates.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see him. He starts clearing off a table and places the mark on the table, and you just see he turns around to you and he says, "If you're squeamish, don't look." And you see him pull out this little contraption. He makes an incision, cuts off the pant leg, and he just straightens the leg out, and he takes these rods and he just starts cutting and shoving them in right below the kneecap. Now I'm going to ask Max this. Would that action actually wake up this guy from the spell?
He's asleep.
Okay, so he wakes up to this stuff going into his knee, underneath his kneecap, and he just starts howling. He goes, it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And he looks around and, sees everyone there, and, the knocked out guy on the bleeding out on the couch, Keegan leaning against the table, worse for wear, and Hayden and Mike standing over him, kind of intrigued.
Who are you working for?
He goes, I was paid not to talk. You see Mike take another rod and just, and he's hammering it in. He's lining it up and hammering it in. The guy's just going, ah, ah. And he's holding him down while he's in between spasms, and he gets it in there.
I'm sorry. This is going to go on until you give us some useful information. You know how this goes, probably. So
with that, Keegan, you come over there and you actually hold him down. You're putting your body weight, leaning on him, mainly for support.
Yeah.
Do you ask him any questions when you do that?
Sure, I understand how contracts go. This lots of times a piece of paper really doesn't matter when it's life and death. But look, we done roasted your buddy over there. You know, I can just throw you on the pile too. Your car's on fire. We can just add you to that. Oh, unfortunate accident. You talk a little bit, we might be able to get you a good meal and you can get you on the next Greyhound out of here.
He shakes his head and he says, "It doesn't matter. Either you kill me or they kill me. We failed."
We all die something.
He goes, "Yes, but they will kill me because I failed. There's no getting out of the city."
Then don't try. Look, the situation is that if you talk now, that gives you a few more hours to try to figure out something to
Dude, I hear makes
get
a
out
damn
of.
good hot dog.
Yeah, look at that. A few more hours of life to figure something out. And that figuring something out might be the difference between you living past those few hours. We might actually help you. But you need to tell us who you're working for.
You see, he's actually processing that, just thinking, and you see him like try and toughen himself up. And he goes, "No, I won't. All I have left is my word and my honor, and I gave them my word that I won't talk, and on my honor, I will keep that."
Well, that's unfortunate. So, Keegan would go over to Max. So, do you have anything for this?
Max left. Max walked down the stairs. Was blinking over until the second rod went in, and she went down.
Okay. I'll go find Max and say, "Do you have anything?"
No, I would
Sure
have. I would have offered it. I don't. He's not a spirit, and he's not. No.
he soon will become a spirit.
At this point, I don't feel like playing.
I don't want to hear it.
All right.
No, she does not have anything of mental. I do not go that route with her. Well,
So go back to the guy and say, "All right, let's look at your equipment then." Mike, what do you make of what this guy's carrying?
Pulls up a automatic rifle and he goes, "Oh, this is a H&K." He's unloading it, pulling the action back, and looking at everything. He's like, "This is new." It's like very hard to get. It's H&K 416, 5.56, fully automatic. Selector fire switch to go semi-automatic as well. You can't get that legally here. So either A, they have an arms dealer that can hook them up with some good stuff, or some supplying them with this, or they're from a government agency that they're not telling us.
Is any other equipment of interest? The guy had the NRPG outside.
It's like, yes, he did.
So is there anything left of that thing? It hasn't cooked off. We would have noticed.
Throws it right at your feet.
Okay. So
He's
what do
like,
we got here?
That is a Carl Gustav recoilless rifle. Like, it can shoot anti-tank rounds, anti-personnel rounds. It's quite versatile. Breech loaded from the rear. Lock it in, fire, toast.
So what was it loaded with?
This was high explosive rounds.
Yeah, the better to blow up a bookstore.
He goes,
But the bottom line there is that having identified the equipment, there's nothing that leaps out about where it may have come from or such. Just that it's highly illegal.
but you can tell Mike's more like, "Who's your supplier?"
Okay, so dude, start. Does he have any markings, tattoos, anything like that?
So you actually notice there's a tattoo on his hand of 3 dots. There's 3 little black dots forming a triangle.
Okay. Anybody make anything of that?
King would say that's a typical tattoo for someone that is a thief in the criminal world. 3 dots. Other people from certain cultures, that is the mark of a pawner, someone that runs a pawn store, a pawn shop. 3 circles is the indication of that. And then if you tear away his sleeve, pull it up, there's more tattoos. You know,
That's what we're after.
Keegan would immediately know. It's like, okay, this is that stuff you normally see in prison, and he get looking more. It's looking more Eastern European than anything else.
For European weapons.
You're definitely looking at a foreign mercenary in American soil trying to assassinate you.
Stranger in a strange land.
So, seeing all this, do you ask him any more questions?
Do I smell anything interesting on him?
Fear. He, after having the second rod put in him, he soiled himself.
Let's see.
I would say we'll let the master have a crack at him. And once he patches me up enough where I can see just one of him, I'll blow his leg off and let him crawl back to where he came from and explain that he failed.
Tell him that probably. If you don't talk to us, I imagine that it will play out like this. You're going to be alive at the end of whatever happens here.
We're not
And
going to kill you. May wish you had been, but we won't kill you. Master may
And what-
decide to banish you to some sort of realm none of us know anything about.
I figure. But once you, the gentleman says, crawl off to explain your failure to your superiors, well, we'll just follow you to find out who your superiors are. Because if what you say is right, wherever you go in the city, they'll eventually find you. All we have to do is wait. So why not just cut to the chase? If we have a chance to take those superiors out because of what they hired you to do to us, that gives you a chance to live, does it not?
So you see him actually try and feed on that. It's like,
Well, you
and
got two rods there. What happens if you put a charge across that?
you see him. You actually see Mike pull out two different kinds of batteries. It's like Duracell, or
Die hard.
That would be appropriate, yeah.
it's like you see him. He's like clink clink. And before he does, you hear a very familiar voice, and it goes, Martin, what the hell has happened here?
These guys are better shots than I thought.
You see this to everyone else. You see this very old Asian man walk in.
He did what the entire NBA couldn't do.
And he laughs. He says, "That's because my countrymen taught them how to shout." And he grabs Martin. You see a little electrical current kind of run through as he heals.
I hate it when you do that.
He's, I could have just brought noodles. That fix
Hey.
you. So this is the first time I think everyone else has met him.
Yeah.
And he's looking around and he goes, "That's a cute dog over there." He looks at Shaw and
Yeah, I know. Dragon and Phoenix.
Saltpeter and sulfur just emits from you like a cloud. And he looks at Mike and goes, "You haven't aged a day." Then he looks at the gentleman on the table and he goes, "Ah, so barbaric. Shoving rod and knee. You should take fingertips. Make the pain go all over, not just one spot. Eventually it goes away." And he looks back at Keegan and goes, "What are you in?" He goes, "What shit have you fallen into to have people try and blow up the bookstore?"
Looks like we got a vampire war.
Again, it never stopped.
I thought I left it in New Orleans, but now the same shit's happening. Run away from it once.
He says, "It never leaves. It is always happening in the shadows. This is the first time for these individuals, second time for you to see it in open. It's not so fun." He goes, "This man was hired from an individual you've met already to silence you. Isn't that right, Sasha?" You see the gentleman, "What?" And he wags his finger, kind of smiles. He's like, "Noodles tell all."
Zeke.
No, remember, a dead man can no longer be a threat. No.
But gets to the Baron.
And he looks at you and smiles and goes, "Ah, you understand. You were witnesses to Ezekiel's demise, yes? And his boyfriend, Belial,
Hmm.
both
Yep.
were assassinated. You saw so many things that they don't want out in open.
Yeah.
Your liability. He starts stroking his beard. He goes,
Why go to the trouble of letting us go? Just letting us walk away.
It's the game. It's all about the game. AFK sec.
Well,
Max is eavesdropping. She was coming up to tell about how she had an idea for tracking the weapons, tracking them through their weapons.
Master Freeland goes, that is red herring. Has little to do with the main target, the Baron. And he goes, it's like, you pulled away from the convoy from the farm. You did not go back to hotel. You left, ran. He would have invited you up to his hotel room and eliminated you there. You fled. He did not expect this. This was insurance policy. But once it comes back that they failed, he will send more. San Francisco may not be safe for you anymore. Or you take on the Baron himself here in his new city. I think you are in deep bowl of shit, Keegan.
Wouldn't be the first time.
He nods his head and goes, no, it would not. But this time, things not looking up. He goes, this be tough. But there's always hope. If you have friends in the city, call. You may have to leave and come back to take out Baron. Do you know anyone that would want him gone?
That's the only thing, is I don't have any allies in that community. We've got friends outside, but the power vacuum that would come from it being princeless again is something more than even the wolves want to take care of. They can't step into that. There's still got to be somebody from within the Camarilla to do that. And I don't have any friends in this city there. Maybe we need to make one.
Foolin walk over to the surveyor on the couch and you see him wave his hands and put them together and goes, and he turns around and comes back. He is dead. He goes, that wound, very nasty, bled quick. I'm sorry. He goes, so, one less friend? Sorry. Any enemies that could be a friend? An ally of convenience?
did blow up this guy's van.
Did you blow him up too?
I don't think so. He was running after us afterwards.
It's like, I see. Did he have name?
All he had was attitude and a chuckle full of bad blood. This is
Nice.
the guy that Belial was trying to deal with. The guy that tried to intercept us when we were at the werewolves.
You don't have a feat about memory. Was a tactic memory.
Oh.
You were present. Your character Keegan was present.
Yeah, you did the dog food trick again.
But there's a trait you can have. You can recall memories.
Yeah, eidetic memory. No, that
It says I have to roll a 12.
No.
But don't
Make a
say
roll.
what I have to roll it on, so I'll just roll the dice and see what I get.
All right.
That work?
That works. We'll just base it off your IQ.
Well, I can do that.
That'd be what you're going off.
Character sheet because I got popped out.
Okay, perfect. Even better. Okay, so what comes to mind is he went by Old Smoky.
Hmm.
Y'all met him. Well, you witnessed him doing the deal in Bilal's factory. Keegan actually got a good look at him when he stole his van the first time to break through the dock.
Yeah.
And then you encountered him outside of the werewolf sanctuary. So Old Smoky and his right hand man, a thug named Slickback, they were representatives from Vegas. And from remembering talking with Belial and everything you've witnessed, Belial was trying to set up a trade deal for non-contaminated blood coming from Vegas. And that was what you witnessed at the factory that went south.
Hmm.
And essentially, Belial turned Gabriel loose upon Old Smoky and his group. And it was basically a massacre. Old Smoky was the only one that got away. He regrouped, tried to track y'all down. He was trying to make a kind of a deal by force to work with him. And that's when his van got blowed up and he became real smoky. But he did survive the blast. So he's out there, but you have no idea. This was outside the city. So you have no idea if he's back in the city, if he's gone back to Vegas.
And then another fellow that would be quite amusing to track down and work with is the Reverend.
Yeah. If the Reverend survived getting hit by a car and set aflame again,
Still got his Bible. He probably wants it back.
it's so big he probably has a GPS on that thing.
Hmm.
Some people have a track a phone. He has track a
And what's this
Bible.
little red light going on for? Yeah.
Beep 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 beep. Uh-oh.
Yeah, here he comes. And then
So-
there are the folks that the surveyor worked for. Not sure at all how to contact them, but
They'll come looking for him.
Yeah, Fulin starts stroking his beard and he says, Keegan, he essentially is an observer, an information man for the Inquisition. When they find out he is no longer responding, they will fear the worst, make plans, and assault. Or they do something worse.
The thing about the Inquisition is they have somebody they will put in place. That may be the way to even go. Because they just want it to go away.
Fulin puts his hand on Keegan and says, You forget what they fight against and try to keep in control. People like me,
Hmm.
like him, points to Mr. Shaw. It's like her to Max, and it points to Ark. Says, once again, you have possibility of being liability. He goes, he points to Max. It's like she is safe because she is from a guild. If that guild is known to the Inquisition, she will be spared.
Hmm.
Me, I will get bullet.
Yeah, so, but a pain in the ass to every other organization.
He giggles. Says, I try. Cat, how are you activating that light with your tail?
Hmm.
I have a lamp right next to me. The cat's changing what the shade of the bulb. There we go. But he kind of keeps rubbing his beard and goes, "This Smokey, he sounds interesting. Part of another clan? Possibly not Carmilla. Rival? Could help." Then he
Or
looks
at least be a distraction.
then he keeps scratching his Reverend. He sounds funny. If alive,
Huh?
could be a great distraction.
He's real funny. I think Chuck took him out though.
He goes, shame. So Smokey is one lead.
And already pissed off.
But he has bone to pick with San Francisco. It's enough that he can bring enough people to raise hell and cause a distraction for you to slip in.
Slip in where? I'm not liking where this is heading.
Well, the only way to ensure your survival is to kill the Baron.
Mhm.
Now I understand that is a risk. Why? Because he was sent here from other people. They will want answers. But if the Vegas people were here, blame could be put on them. You may slip under a crack. Life becomes normal. If the Inquisition comes, there's a 50-50 chance that it is clean or it is dirty. If clean, we are safe. If dirty, the city will suffer.
The minute we start open conflict, it's going to be dirty.
What do you think of all this, Sasha? Are you still liking the people that you swore an oath to?
So when you look at him, he is sweating bullets, breathing hard. And he goes, I no work for them anymore. I want to go home.
I have to say this, man. There's only one way you're going home, and it's the same way that we live. So, you want to help us?
He goes, I can't give much help. I was paid. That's it. They paid me to come out here to kill you.
You get plenty of help. That's how you handled those weapons. You know what you're doing. If you want to live, help us take out this guy, and then you can go home.
I see him really consider that. He goes, can you take the pins out of my leg first?
Mike?
You see him go, this might sting a bit. And you see him pull out some channel locks. He's turning them as he's pulling them out. And there's 1 and 2.
And then I apologize. I had not caught your name. Looking to fool in.
And he looks at you and goes, I am Master Fulin.
Oh, Master.
He goes, a master of the magical arts. And he kind of does that picture. He does this little light show for you.
Send Mr. G. He's full of shit.
As a gesture of goodwill, would you care to heal Sasha's knee there?
He goes, sure. And he
Bring
kind
some
of
sriracha.
he goes like this, snaps, does his finger like a little finger gun, little arc of lightning goes and hits him in the leg. All better.
Yeah. So we got to find Old Smoky, and I think we ought to find the Reverend too. I don't know that he's been taken out. He's survived everything.
You see Fulin look around at all the stuff, all the paperwork you have over here. He says, about getting to Vegas, Mike, you might be able to help with that. You might have trouble, but I think I know a way.
Oh, quit blowing shit. You got a portal. You got how to make portals to hell, and you can make one to Vegas.
Isn't that a portal to hell?
Precisely.
He chuckles. He's like, Keegan.
And I've seen you. I've seen you with that Tom Jones T-shirt too. I know you've been there. You go to the casino every damn week. Come on.
As far as daughter knows, I stay in apartment above restaurant. I'm, old man. I can't just pull a portal out ass. But I will. But Keegan, for you, I will try.
All right.
But I may need a few supplies.
You're in CBD store again, aren't you?
No, they're closed. I already checked. He says,
You already
no.
have a line on our herbalist. I know what goes into that salad down there. Why do you think you people in here so much?
He says, no, but I will need a chili dog.
Mike?
Not one of those chili dogs. He goes, yes, one of those. It's like, with that, I will open a portal to Vegas, and I think there you will find Smokey.
Hayden wants to say something about a chili dog. No, he just no.
It's the infinity dog. You don't want it. You've heard of miracle whoppers. This is something.
So Hayden feels that he's out of his depth at this point. With discussion of infinity. Yeah, but I wasn't there for that. I was there in the road, but I wasn't there for the chili dog. So it goes over and it tries to do something about the surveyor over there. Get him fixed up.
He's dead.
Yeah.
There's not much you can fix.
Sure, you can try to make him presentable. Lay him out, wrap him up. Who do we call?
Not Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Foolin actually, he when you wrap him up, he goes, we will put them in deep freezer.
Thank
But
you.
I will put note, not for eating. That
Do you
happens.
really need to?
It's like, have you had Chinese food?
It's hard to find good help these days.
So yeah, we'll get him in the deep freezer then.
Just set him up. You put a little wooden sign, not for eating.
Probably needed to have it in Mandarin too.
He writes in Spanish.
Good.
So does surveyor have anything on him? ID, a phone?
So he had a burner phone on him. He didn't really have. It was a fake ID. You can immediately tell. Keegan can just by feeling it. Yeah, it just said Mike Honcho as the name. Something in case he was stopped or asked for something. There's a bit of cash in there.
Driver's license in Hawaii.
Yeah, there's a bit of
A long swim.
a bit of petty cash in there, and like I said, this burner phone.
Has he made any calls on it?
So when you open it up, there's no password on it. It's just an old flip phone. You can immediately just look through.
The best sort, yeah.
Yeah. And you're looking through and you see there are calls and there's also messages, and they're all to the same number. And they're very short, not very long or descriptive, and just says document sent, review, form 15 Alpha Bravo, all these very short descriptive sentences. So obviously this was meant to ensure stuff was being read or seen. He was obviously using something else to send data.
They're going to come looking for him. Why don't we just go ahead and present him to them and try to be as safe as possible there in that regard? We are not responsible for his death. We want to make clear that's the case.
So, of course, Fulan kind of strokes his beard and goes, nothing wrong with being on good side, but remember, time is still ticking. Will they be here now? Will they be here next week? You'd be dead next week.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and wait for them to respond, but I want to send the message anyway.
He goes, you'll have phone.
No, send that message.
Barrow kind of sees, Shaw tapping away on the phone.
Let's just tell them that you'll meet. They can meet him at the Presidio Park. We'll just go drop him off on a bench somewhere. Weekend at Bernie style.
We'll let them have we'll tell them that they can meet him there tomorrow. We want to get him nice and frozen first. We don't want to sit him out in a park and he'll be thawing, cooking in the sun.
Seagulls don't care.
So, yeah, we'll do that. Give him a time and place, and
Put him in a sitting position.
Put sunglasses on him.
Yeah.
what was that movie that they had the one guy in the trunk all the time? I think there were actually more than one that they hauled a body around as a character.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah,
It's beginning to sound like that.
Yeah, so that's what happens. You send that message next day. Of course, the park's empty because of the lockdown still. Martial law still being in effect.
That's how we hand over the surveyor. Now, as to the other, finding Smokey, finding the Reverend. Okay, portals and a chili dog.
So, from prior experiences, the chili dog is when the reference to what you witnessed at the Market of Many Things, the Street of Many Things. Sorry, that little bazaar. And as y'all are driving, that's what you're talking about. Just like, how do we tackle this? How do we tackle that? And you're trying to be cautious while you're driving, just because you're now marked. You're marked men,
Hmm.
and you don't know who to trust. You don't know if you're on, if the cops see you, or are they on a get 'em agenda. They know your car, and y'all actually come to a crossroads near the bookstore. And you're sitting there, and you pull up, just sitting there, and all of a sudden, look off at the distance, and there's this old man just walking along the crosswalk. Definitely stands out. And he's like, what's this? No one else is out in the street. He's got a limp. He's walking very slow, and
Anybody we know?
he actually comes up to the car and he slows down and about parallel with y'all, and he looks like that at you. I think you're thinking of this.
Yeah.
It's
Hayden does. Oh God. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think
Can we help you?
the guy walks up and he goes,
I don't need my windshield washed.
he's like, the window's down. He's gonna grip, and he's like, "You stole my holy book."
Get in. We need to talk.
We drag him
Here,
along.
scoot over back there, Ark. We need to talk to this guy.
So he gets in.
And the first thing to do is, here you go. Hand him his holy book.
So as y'all do that, you drive off, and you see him cradle it, and he goes, "Oh, I thought I'd lost. This was an heirloom of the family. It's my great grandmother's. Of
Oh, I'm
course, she
sorry
was.
about that. You kept trying to kill us.
I had my reason."
I have some news for you. And go and explain to him what's happened about the count.
He kind of sits up straight. He's like, "So, the blood bag is in charge. I see. It's all falling into place."
Didn't it, though?
He goes, "I'm assuming the younger two vampires were eliminated."
Oh, yeah. Dramatically.
As is his motif.
This guy?
Oh, I have been hunting Baron von Habsburg for quite some time. My family has made it a generational blood pact to eliminate him.
Oh, really?
You see, this Bible in my hands was passed down generation to generation. It was first used by my great grandfather. His name was, I forget, but he was practically blind. That's why the print is so large. Some called him Tim, but I called him the best because he was rightfully so. Now Fred's practically blind and deaf.
Yeah.
There you go. But he continues on to say, but he ran into Baron van Habsburg and his mistress of evil, Gorgonzola. And our family's been intertwined with him ever since. Some say he was cheated at cards. Others say that Baron von Habsburg was who gifted blindness upon him. All I know
Look
is
you
that
and me.
but all I know is that it is my honor to kill him.
We might be able to give you an opportunity to try.
Yeah, we can Uber your ass right to the lobby.
All I got's this, and as a weapon as large as it is,
Oh,
I
I can assure you, I know about the weapon aspect of that thing. I still got the welt.
you kind of see the imprint of King from King James. He goes, "No, I will need some weapons."
I'll tell you what, we have arranged for a trip out of town magically, if you can stomach that. There will be weapons in the place.
Get you some magical weapons.
That's right. We can arrange for that.
Though I may not agree with your methods, I will consider you a friend and will look past that. For it is being used to eliminate Ban van Habsburg.
I was really hoping you'd see it that way. All right. There's one. We have the crazy reverend on our side now.
He goes, Lord, this is a joyous day. Join me in prayer. Pull over, I need to hold your hand. He's trying to reach for Keegan. Must sanctify this adventure together.
I don't think you want to sanctify anything in this car.
You sanctify away, as long as you don't mind this crystal grease on my hand.
He's like, it can wait. The unholy fry oils of that place shall not stain my hands.
Couldn't have pulled it past me. It smelled like you've been eating onions to me.
It was in a trash can. Times have been tough. It doesn't take that much longer for y'all to get to the bookstore. He walks up and he goes, oh, I'm walking into a den of seeing serpents.
That, yeah.
You see him like walking, he just stands outside the door. He's like, I'll go no further in. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's one piece of the puzzle for you.
Mm.
a recovering mercenary, batshit crazy Reverend Billy Ray Collins.
Mm.
Now it's time to get the Infinity Dog. That's what we're going to call it, the Infinity Dog.
Yeah.
For Master Fu Lin. And like on cue, old Bob kind of shows up. You see him, he's tugging at Mike's pants. What you guys doing?
Are you back in town?
Of course. When I'm here, that means it's near.
Yeah. That's the way I actually needed to know.
So, you wish to go? All right. He goes, is Mike coming?
Hold on. Oh, you wish to go? All right. It's there in sight. He's been rhyming every sentence. You need to roll with it there. Yeah.
It's like, what matter does it make of the matter of my timing? Just because I'm rhyming?
We actually do need to access the road if that's possible today.
You're in luck, because I don't give a fuck. I'll take you there right now.
All right. Sounds good.
But he goes, if Mike's coming with you, there may be a little legal issue.
No, we look at Mike. Mike, what do you want to do here? Play it safe, or do you have a need to go there?
He goes,
You might actually have a paying customer, so.
You see him go grab a gun off the table, make sure it's loaded, put it in his waist. Oh, I'm going.
Okay. Yeah. Legal issue, you say?
It's like, oh, you remember I was kicked out of there.
Yeah, but you're not going there as a salesman, really. You're not bringing your stock. You're just looking around.
He goes, exactly.
Okay.
But I brought this in case. He pulls out the revolver. He's like, I brought this in case they want to test me.
I'm sure you can fire it fine. You don't need to be tested.
He's waving around. Bob's like, you're aiming that thing, man. So he kind of takes y'all, leads y'all all out. And who all's going? I'm assuming Keegan, Shaw, Ark, and Max.
Let's bring the Reverend. If he's in for a penny, he's in for a pound.
All right. You want to take, all right, so we're taking the Reverend.
And you might as well bring Sasha along so he can get an idea of what he's getting into and also have an opportunity to escape if he wants. That road would make it a little bit harder for the Baron to can't track him down.
That's very true. All right. And of course, Fu Lin is staying there.
Studying.
Studying. Yep. We're going to take that. No.
This is beginning to sound like the Yellow Brick Road. We're getting the Lion, the Tin Man, everybody all together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
So, as soon as y'all show up, you're met by these individuals here. This giant troll, a normal human, and a gentleman in the back who's very short in stature. And they immediately look at Mike And that short guy goes, "God damn it, Mike. We told you to stay out." And Mike literally reaches in his pocket and he pulls some of that cash y'all pulled out of the car and he throws it at me. He's like, "I'm a paying customer and I will not be harassed." And of course, the bureaucrat's just fuming. He goes, "Fine." He picks up the cash and says, "That's an hour. So buy your shit and go." So you're all free to basically explore the whole market for an hour. Mike is.
Worked. Okay. So let's find our weapons and find the chili dog.
When it comes to firearms, that was Mike's forte. Here, what's left is you have exotic foods, you have swordsmiths, people making wands, people making armor, like medieval style armor, staffs, staves. Then there's stuff that looks almost alien to you. Just what was that? And then there's all manner of characters here, creatures that be in fantasy. You have humans, you have things made of shadow, things that look alien. It is truly a street of many things. And of course, Sasha is just taking it all in. It's hitting him hard, which is surprising knowing his clientele.
And just and tell him straight up, look, man, this is your chance to bolt. You know, this is some sort of weird magical place that changes locations randomly, and you know, if you had to find a way to out, well, this is it. But if you want to continue with us, that's fine too. Not going to force you.
And he goes, I will stay with you because I do not know how to leave this place.
Actually, neither do I. I just follow the cat.
The Reverend's actually taking this pretty good. You're actually shocked by it. He goes, "Oh, this is a place of wonder. Silver. I need silver weapons." You see him actually go to a vendor. He's perusing.
Okay, the man knows what he wants. You can appreciate that.
But
actually, yeah. What do we need to? You're asking the Reverend. What do we need to kill the Baron?
And you see him pause for a second. He, straightens out his coat and goes, "Ah, I see you wish to gain knowledge from a hunt. When it comes to vampire filth, the sun is the greatest weapon you can wield against anything
It's not
that
exactly something we can grab hold of and aim.
Yeah,
aside from Max,
you actually get a giggle out of Max. She's actually giggling really hard. So he goes on and says, "We have thought about somehow using UV light as a means of weaponizing it, but we don't have the time to field test. If the number one thing though is silver. It's a pure metal. It can cut and the wound will not heal. It harms them. Forget the wooden stake myths. Silver's where it's at." You see him pick up what looks like a short sword, and he just sniffs it. "Not enough, not pure enough." Yeah, he knows what he's looking at. He goes, "Silver bullets, silver swords, knives, bow tips. The only thing I know of that's been effective, but those have all been lower class vampires. The Baron would be considered a master, an ancient almost. He's definitely been around the block a time or two. Silver may not be enough, but it'll help."
So if silver isn't enough, what do you need?
Maybe a combination of silver, fire, and some sun. Fire can't exactly eliminate, but it can hurt them. It's the same thing. It slows their regeneration down.
Yeah. Oh, Gabriel wasn't too happy when I breathed on him.
Yes, but eventually you tore him down. You thought you did.
I thought I did.
Haven't heard much about him, so we'll say you did. He keeps going on and he explains us that a combination of all three may whittle them down. The most important thing to go is go for the head. People always say a stake to the heart. The heart only works on a living creature. They are undead. Their heart doesn't necessarily keep them alive. It's the sustenance on blood that does.
So treat them like zombies and not vampires. Okay, got it.
In a sense. A zombie, you must destroy the brain. Decapitations don't necessarily work. But a vampire, they can't really come back from their head being blown off. Not many people can.
So
They
we're
just-
perusing these vendors and makers of weapons, and I guess we just need to ask one. So how would you go about creating a weapon that combines the properties of silver, fire, and sunlight?
Mike, he's been hearing this. He says, with bullets, you can use dragon's breath. That's, he kind of chuckles. He goes, it's incendiary rounds. The UV that the Reverend was bringing up, you got to think of ratio of how would that emit. You just put like a UV bulb with a battery and a slug, and there's a lot more math in that.
Wait, hold on. Go over to those guys that look like they're aliens. Alien stuff that we don't even recognize, you said?
Yes.
Excuse me, and pardon me if I'm being stereotypical, but do you have any ray guns?
One of them looks at me, he's like, "What?"
Yeah, that.
And there's two of them. They're like, "What?" And they're arguing. They keep saying that. It's like, "What? What?" And they're moving around, and one goes,
Hey, Bob.
"Rah." Bob actually, walks over and goes, "Yeah."
Can you talk to these guys?
Oh, yeah. He just walks over to him and he just goes, "Hey, Neil, Bob, they're looking for a ray gun." And they both look at him and go, "Rah, rah, rah." They actually pull out a box, and one of them holds a 6-fingered hand and does all 6 fingers holding up. And Bob goes, "Oh, pay the man."
Okay.
And Mike goes, "With what?" "So no, just give him $6."
Okay.
Hand you the box.
So what are we getting in here?
And he goes, "Oh, they heard that most dollar bills are coated with cocaine,
Okay.
and that is a very profitable chemical in their universe."
Okay. Glad to help. These in the box. What are we getting here?
Oh, cat damn. She's going after the monitor. Sorry. So when you open it up, it almost looks like a stereotypical like ray gun.
Okay.
It's red.
236 space modulator.
So turning to Bob, could you ask them, tell them what we're trying to do here. We need to tune the output of this thing to ultraviolet for an attempt to kill vampires, a certain type of undead in our dimension. Not sure they know what a vampire is.
He actually turns to them and he just says, "Oh, so Neil, Bob, do you have any way of making this weapon be able to eliminate a vampire?" And they actually look at each other and they start laughing.
I guess not.
And Bob looks back at you and goes, "He is saying that that thing can destroy anything."
No, I'm really worried.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, I mean,
Don't mess.
it'll be. Pardon? That's right. If we miss him, we hit the building or the earth.
Mhm.
Kind of crack the planet. Okay. $6, huh? So, final question: how do you operate it?
Mom asked them again, and that's what it looks like. And they're saying you just pull the trigger.
How many rounds does it have?
He goes, "They say it has infinite rounds, but it can overheat. If it's in the green, you're good. You keep shooting and it's in the yellow, you might want to stop. And if it's in the red, it's going to explode."
Fair enough. Okay. So we have a ray gun, and we'll see if it works. Okay.
Little ray of sunlight. Yeah.
So show this to the Reverend and say it's worth a try.
So he actually looks at that and looks at you and says, "Do you trust extraterrestrial species there, Mr. Shaw?"
I actually have no reason not to, except for the fact that they only charged us $6 for it.
Yeah, it's the cord we ordered it on Wish. It's the same thing.
Did you see the other side of it? It says no, right there. Made in Taiwan.
Oh, really?
Alien ray gun my ass.
Well, take it out and fire it.
Those Taiwanese are very high tech. So
So are you going to aim it at something specific?
Up, assuming there's nothing up there.
Takes out a pterodactyl.
You aim it up in the air. You pull the trigger. It's got like a hair trigger. It doesn't take much. And about the sound of a laser blast from Traveler goes off, and you just see this bright blue beam go into the sky.
Okay, lit up.
That gauge has gone up a bit.
Right. Put it back. Okay.
The Revan's looking at it and say, I need to buy more things from Taiwan.
You know, this is what Taiwan makes. I'm surprised they're still on the map.
It may not be a
China's
Taiwan. It may not be a Taiwan from our universe. If I'm to understand, this is a gathering of all different timelines, dimensions, universes.
That seems to be our understanding as well.
That was right. Sorry, there, kicked me out.
That and silver stuff, bullets.
All that's left is the Fendi dog.
Hmm.
Or, you got arms. You want armor? Dogs with freaking lasers attached to their.
yeah, what am I, a shark?
But it's a valid question. Ark might need something to him.
Better than being a dolphin and having a mine strapped to your snout.
Actually, the armor comes up and says, "Actually, I've been thinking about that. I'm sure I can make a harness-mounted, pistol attached to him, and he can activate it with a switch on his headset."
You want to be the boondog, Ark?
I suppose. I don't know how good a shot I'm going to be.
So the armor goes, "Oh, I'll show you back at the shop." But he shows you schematics, and it looks like it'd be like a little servo arm that's lightweight carbon fiber that would stay locked, and when activated, would raise up with the pistol, and it would look where you're looking.
Like the shoulder mount weapon the Predator has.
Yeah, pretty much. But it would raise up, to be over you, and not right there. And he said the other thing about this arm is that it's actually an arm with the pistols in a holster, so you actually would have a hand.
Ark, you'll be able to grasp it with the husk.
It's not a matter where it grips it, but that's something that he's been working on, been on escapades. But when it comes to the affinity dog in the upper right corner where Max is, there's a chili dog salesman there. And just like before, it was like, this is chili dog will open your mind and take you to places you've never been before.
Chili dog and says, "Woo, road trip."
He goes, "Thank you, and may the universe provide." He makes you a chili dog that looks like a normal hot dog and a normal bun with normal chili, normal cheese on it, and he puts in this little holder and hands it to you.
Go up to hating halvesies.
And you make more than one of those?
So you gotta eat the whole thing. It's not a half season.
So I was going to say, if you want to eat it, you can. I'll take it as a no. Oh, okay. All right. So everyone witnesses Max go to the hot dog stand, get a chili dog, come back to y'all, and everyone's like, "Oh, cool, we can go." And you turn and look, and she's already licking her fingers. She goes, I don't know. I feel fine. She's catatonic for a second. She's just sitting there and just goes, "Where am I?"
You just did a chili dog.
No, that wasn't a chili dog. That was an enema by the universe. I've seen things you can't imagine. Everything. And it's really messing with Max. Like, it's really fucking with her. Like, she's touching her skin, like making sure it's really her, doing these tricks to make sure she's not asleep. It has definitely addled her.
This is going to help the old man make a portal for us.
It is an attunement device. Note that
Oh,
I won't consume one, no matter how bad I want one.
Max is just sitting there in a fetal position, just going, "It's all gonna be okay, baby."
so go up to the hot dog vendor and could you make another one of those?
He goes, "Sure." And you see him, he pulls out normal bun, normal hot dog, normal looking chili, and normal cheese on there, and goes, "Here you go, traveler. May the universe provide."
Okay. And I carefully fold it and carry it gently as though it were like the thing that will destroy the multiverse. Because apparently it can.
No, that's a Twinkie.
Don't point the gun at the chili
Yeah.
dog. The explosion will be.
Gods of chaos, Tinky Winky, La. Naming off Teletubbies. So,
Okay, so we'll wait for everybody to finish up with their business in here, and then we'll go back to the old man and carry Max. It looks like.
yeah, Max is just very, very disturbed right now. Just like shifty eyes.
Yeah.
Bob the cat goes, "Okay, we're good to go." He takes you toward the exit, which is just walking down the street, and eventually you pop back up at the bookstore. But things are a bit
So-
different because Max is staring out the window at that chili dog guy.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
Hmm. There's just one, but he's in all places, all times, simultaneously.
How did
Yeah.
you know?
I teach physics.
You see the chili dog guy, he's dealing with a customer, and he just goes, looks back at Max and just,
Saying very knowingly, goes,
he holds up a chili dog.
winks real big.
Yeah, it's like in the end of The Shining. He's in the
Oh
picture.
boy,
It's
Mhm.
fan.
that's appropriate for our Halloween show.
Yeah.
I'm actually wearing a Camp Crystal Lake shirt. It says counselor on the back.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
I was a year before I was a camp counselor, the future victim.
Yeah, he walked around with the music playing all day. It was funny.
We had a customer. It was Friday. They wanted me to come on Halloween and dress up, so I showed up in a with this denim shorts with high socks and Converse on. I had the Jason music, and the whole time they're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "What's what?"
Oh man.
Yeah, so y'all get back, and of course, Shaw, you immediately just like very carefully, like almost you're giving weapons grade plutonium to Fu Lin. And he takes it and goes, "Ah, thanks." He just drops it. And he's like, "I was getting peckish."
I told you sauerkraut.
Just starts to was like, "Oh, went down wrong." Okay. Pops his fingers, just like he goes to start. It's like, "Ooh, give me a minute." You see him. You see him go upstairs.
It's
Yeah,
fast
it's gonna be
acting.
more than a minute.
That's fast acting stuff.
While that's going on, Mike is pulling out equipment and stuff, and he attaches this guy's drill, and he's attaching the servo arm to Ark's harness.
The guy from the Mandalorian had the extra arm on his shoulder.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
So Ark, this is the way. Yeah, or this is
Yes.
the wave.
But yeah, it's a simple robotic arm turn. If the arm doesn't turn, the hand is what turns. It'll follow your head where you look. It can do simple things like reach forward, grab a doorknob, pull down on it, retract.
Okay.
See, the viewing audience will only see the active speaker, so that whole thing that you did isn't
I
going to
know.
show
It's
up.
okay. I did it for us.
Okay, fair enough.
I think they got the idea from me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Now, yeah, like I said, it's very simple but advanced. That kind of gives you an edge with things. Can help you in combat. You're no longer just a dog. You're now a dog with gun.
A gun.
Gun and no gun skill.
Now you'll have time to practice.
That's your default dexterity. You'll be fine.
Excuse me. Another thing that Mike is doing is he's actually showing you firearms that he has. He's got rifles, pistols. It's like, nose? No. It's like, this would make you strong. But he starts pulling out like combination weapons. Like he's got a crossbow with a double barrel shotgun underneath. And he's got a winch on the end of it so you can attach a line to a bolt, shoot something, drag it in, then shoot it. Not that long though, but he's showing all this stuff. And of course, the Reverend's just in awe of these weapons. Oh, great grandfather Tim, the bastard, had this. Maybe we'd never have to deal with Baron Von Apps. Not that much long. Master Fooling comes back down, bit shaken, not disturbed, but you can tell this one's just hit him hard. And he goes, okay. I think we can do portal. And he goes to stand up and he has to sit back down. It's like,
We have to do it quickly because I'm mighty drained.
he's just so wait. Oh, whatever, was in the hot dog is affecting him. He seemed like, okay. It's like, I think I have it.
Was it that hot dog is in bay now? Yeah.
But he actually comes down over here and he looks at that wall and you see him start doing his hands like this. And he goes and shoots his hand at the wall, and all of a sudden, this portal starts to form. It's small, but it gets bigger and bigger. Eventually, it's to be about that size. A pretty decent size ring. And he goes, there you go. I didn't need the dog to do that. I just wanted to see if you'd get it. It's like, but that is one-way trip.
I appreciate that. Yay.
Nods his
I'm
head.
supposed to get back a bus.
And he goes, think, Keegan. Think. You have the street. You have book I gave you. I cannot leave daughter alone. He goes, but take what you need. Because you're on your own. He looks at the door and says, I don't think car will fit. I am sorry.
Martin goes out and loads up the rest of his loadout.
Well, that's what we do. We gather everything that we think we need, and then.
Okay,
So where is this going exactly? Las Vegas, someplace?
Comes out right in front of the sand sign.
Just not in the middle of the street.
He looks and goes, I cannot guarantee where it will go in Vegas.
My phone's working? Good. All right. I'll let you know. Step through it.
So you step through and you're right there on the strip. All the music hits you at the same time. Elvis playing everything.
Beep, beep, beep. Call up Keegan. Hey, I'm rolling the slots. It's great.
He's in a Waffle House. We're going to be fine.
Start shoveling the stuff through. And I just kind of guard it. But if we're on the strip and people are saying, hey, wait, where'd you come from? Oh, it's okay.
It's not the strangest thing people have seen on the strip.
I bet, yeah, they're probably out of their mind anyway.
Oh, man, magic show.
It is. Yeah, see, more stuff is going to appear. Oh, boom. There, see?
Of course, they're like, woo, you rock, crazy guy. And they walk off.
Yeah. Now to have a bucket out to get tips.
All right. Where do I go get Elvis to marry me and Britney Spears? Ooh,
I don't know. Ask Elvis. He's right there.
Oh, and he's right there.
And we thought Max was the one being affected by that chili dog. No.
Here stays here.
I doubt that. Not this trip.
So, like I said, you appear right in front of the strip, not on it, but in front of it. You see all the casinos and hotels and everything. And the Reverend goes, oh, This truly is hell.
You see all this garish bright light? We need to go this way where it's dark.
He goes, I would prefer that to get me away from this modern day Sodom and Gomorrah.
Don't get salty on me.
Well, everybody grab your share of packs and let's go.
So that's what you do. You pick up and you walk away from the strip, and it always surprises tourists, but there's more to Vegas than just the strip. It is a city. And eventually, of course, cheap hotels and stuff and things of that nature. And do a perception check. Okay.
Oh, Ark.
Yeah, Art got it. You're walking, and it's different here because there's actual people around. It's not locked down like San Francisco was when you left. As you're walking, you notice that there's a vehicle following you.
No. Why
Yeah,
would it be
being
Vegas
followed.
when you have a light blue Continental following us around?
So it sees you stop. It actually pulls forward. Window rolls down, and you see a familiar face. What the fuck y'all doing here?
Looking for a girlfriend.
Not funny.
She didn't think so either.
Gentleman gets out of the car. You notice, looking at him, it's Smokey.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "This is ironic. You
But
gonna blow?
fortuitous.
You gonna blow up this car too, asshole?"
We felt like we'd come to your house.
Yeah.
Shit going sideways in San Fran.
You don't say.
And thought, I don't know, somebody I might know might be able to make a better play than the shit that's going down downtown.
You see him. He leans against the car and goes, "Oh, you met the Baron."
Not very many other people in his presence did that night.
So I've heard. Gives you a little bit of street cred, but not enough. He goes, "Listen, I feel for you now. I see your city is in a state of shit. But I offered some help. And I got blowed up." He kind of looks at. It's like, "I know it was you, visible ass."
Oh yeah, it was me.
He shakes his head and just goes, "The terms have changed now because you blew my ass up." Talked about my friend Slickback. He did. But he leans against the car and goes, "But hey, we can renegotiate." Lights up a cigarette. "You can tell me why I should give a shit now. And maybe I can take it to someone who can help."
I think that's simple. The Baron is killing anyone who had anything to do with his rise to power there. That includes you.
Well,
Remember, you were the one that contacted Belial for the deal. Now, you may not have had many more to do with it, but the simple fact that you're a part of that play puts you at risk.
he laughs and says, "Last time I checked, I am not in San Francisco. He'll have
We-
to come here."
Point. I don't think we caught your name. That's not important. Point. We were in San Francisco just about 5 minutes ago. It's not hard to get to Vegas.
Yeah, any road.
He goes, "That may be, but we knew when you came in. We'll know when they come too.
If they come that way.
They come anyway. This is our town. We own it. They don't."
Just remember that hubris and overconfidence is what got Belial, Ezekiel, and the prince killed.
He laughs. He goes, "Nah, that was our own fault. We had an arrangement. Something was going on with their supply. We offered to help. They wanted to change the deal. We said no. They opened fire. I just realized you're not on the map. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I will blow up that car.
But he goes, but he keeps going on. It's like, we were there for legitimate business. But things changed. Why? I don't know. That's why I tracked y'all down. Because I thought y'all were a part of it, or at least in some form of way trying to stop him. Now, I didn't know about Prince.
No, that interaction might have gone a little bit better if you hadn't been pointing guns at us at the time.
Well,
But sure, point taken.
you gotta think, I'm a stranger in a strange land. At this point, I may be considered an enemy combatant.
Hmm.
That I was responsible for the prince's death.
So what was the deal, and what did they want to change it to? We never did find out.
Yeah, you blew me up before I could tell you.
Okay, now's your chance before I blow that car up.
He kind of stares at you. He's like,
You
"Don't."
think I can't?
No, I think you can, but I don't want you to. This is my
Okay.
mom's car. Don't blow up my mama's car.
No, you're right. I wouldn't. That's just wrong.
He goes, "Thank you." Now, the deal was that, much like oil, we would have payment per bag. We had an agreed price and an agreed amount of product. But they wanted to shorthand us. They wanted more bags for less money. The reason why is because we are not associated with the Carmela. He wanted to pay us less to bring less attention that an outside source was supplying them. Now, supply and demand, they running out of shit. We the closest supplier. You buy from us. You buy what we agreed upon. But they changed it last second, and that wasn't part of the deal.
And you know anything about what was happening to their supply?
Belial wouldn't admit it, but we had found some of this shit. It's corrupted. Dead blood, as we'd call it. Almost poison a vampire. Makes him weak, vulnerable. Kill him easily.
Corrupted how? Now, how was it dead blood?
Dead blood. Dead body.
Oh, I see. Simply the blood taken from a corpse.
Exactly. It's fresh, living blood that sustains them. Dead, putrid blood poisons them. So someone was either swapping their shit or was only supplying dead blood and not live blood. Sounds like a personal problem to me. Not a
I
reason
think
to
we
shortcut me.
Past the expiration.
Yeah, that could do it. You don't chill it, you don't do anything. It goes bad. He goes, these clinics, I don't know if they told you, it's different than fresh from the tap. You don't get as much of a high, but it sustains you. You just got to hit it at the right time. You keep it, frozen, it stays good. You don't, goes shit. Becomes dead.
okay. So there's still a bit of a mystery there. It may have been a technical issue that caused the supply to go bad, or it may have been done on purpose. We don't know. All right.
And he shrugs his shoulders. He's like, look, I ain't the one to try and figure that mystery out. I was just trying to make a buck, get a supply line going. Got plenty of blood banks around here. A stockpile, you might say.
Yeah, I suppose you have a lot of live donors, given all the visitors through here.
Oh, you'd be surprised what someone would do just for one poker chip.
Yeah, I bet.
He goes, now, I don't know about y'all, but stray alley cats. He goes, look, there is a place you can go It's a bit on the outside of town, but it's safe. And there you'll be able to meet my boss. You don't have to go. Just giving you a lead.
Right now, we need what we can get.
It's like, all right, let's keep heading up this road and see a motel. It's called the Paradise. It's right up that road. Right next to it's another hotel called the El Royale. Get your rooms at the El Royale. Go to the Paradise's club room. They have a casino, a club room, showroom, bar. That's where the meeting will happen. Just ask for old Smokey at the desk. They'll get me. But yep, just keep going down that road. You can't miss it. You see him get in the car and goes, "See you soon." He drives off.
Okay, I didn't realize. That's
Didn't even offer a ride. I guess he's gonna get cigarettes in his mama's car.
Just cold blooded.
Because there's one thing about Vegas. It might look like it's across the street, but it's 10 miles away.
yeah, I think so. We're hoping it.
It's a hike.
Oh, yeah.
But eventually, after some time, from night, to night, you see them. It's two hotels right next to each other. The El Royale, it's more of a motel. Then you have the Paradise,
Which is
the
the show.
hotel, casino showroom with all the fancy lights on it. See in the distance. It's like, oh, it's a sign.
Yeah, two of them actually. Turn here.
And you can tell there's a big difference between the two properties. The El Royale, almost quiet, just quiet, a bit empty. You look at the Paradise, booming. There's cars parked around. You kind of hear the echoes of music and stuff. It's definitely a happening place. So what do you do?
So get rooms as suggested at the El Royale, and being a little meta, ask Sasha if he wouldn't mind guarding this equipment that we're leaving behind, because we're not going to carry that all the way over to the Paradise.
He doesn't mind, and the armor will actually stay with it too.
Yep. And then whoever is going goes over and see if we can talk to the Prince of Las Vegas, or at least Smokey's boss, whoever that is.
After checking in and leaving your shit, you walk over to the Paradise, and crowds all around. There's people outside smoking and talking, people of all ages. It's very weird. Normally people like this would be on the strip. That's where all the clubs are, or in those hotels and stuff. But is this pulling a specific kind of crowd here? Is this showroom offering something no one else is? Or is it just this is a cheap option and it's great for tourists?
Was it that cheap to get in? Did they have a cover charge?
The show,
They normally don't at a casino, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's not really one. You go to the front desk, you see a guy at the front, he kind of nods when he sees y'all, just says, "Welcome to the Paradise." Bars straight down this hall. Showroom's
There it is.
behind it, and it gives a brief description of everything. Like I said, you see the bar, and then right behind there's the showroom. And there's a few one-armed bandits, machines in the hall. So you get to the bar, what do you do?
Well, I order me a bottle. And then I ask for Smokey. I get the bartender.
So he asks for Smokey. The bartender nods his head, and he grabs a bottle, and he sets it in front of you, puts some glasses there, and you see him walk out from behind the bar and go around a corner. And he comes back, and shortly, Smokey shows up and goes, "See, you made it. How's the walk?"
I used to be a beat cop. It wasn't that bad.
Good. All right. Talk to the bosses. They have agreed to see you. I have to go ensure that they are ready in their room. It's like, just wait here. And he goes and he comes back and he goes, all right. One of them's about to go on stage, but the other one, the second command, he is ready to see you. Come with me. He takes down a hall and there's conference rooms and stuff like that. And he takes you up a set of stairs and what looks to be like an overlook office of the showroom. And he opens it up and ushers everyone inside and he closes the door. And you see him walk to the other side and he knocks on a door and goes in. And out comes this person. And he goes, hello, everyone. It's like, welcome to Vegas. I see you met my driver, Smokey, but as I heard you actually made him smoke.
A little, not much.
He goes, just a little. Oh, he sits down and goes, sit. I'm sure you're confused and have questions, and I'll gladly answer them.
Sparkly.
He's got the Ritz on him. He's got all of it.
Yeah, Hayden's wondering why anything surprises him anymore. Okay.
It's like you've maintained the showroom.
Yes. It's hard to find a good Liberace impersonator. And I'm the best at it there is. He giggles again.
Right on. Well, right now we got somebody impersonating a Baron in San Francisco.
He's Baron von Habsburg is not impersonating anything. He is a true Baron of the Carmilla. And he is not a friend of mine.
He seems to be impersonating an authority.
One tends to do that when there's no one above you, and they.
So like I said, it's definitely becoming a problem. And he's doesn't have the tact that's being shown in this building.
When you say that, he grins and goes, thank you. We aren't limiting ourselves to be so narrow-minded as the Carmilla. He stands up, ushers his hand over to the windows, like, look in there. Who do you think these individuals are?
I'm sure you've got all classes.
It's like we do. Yeah, vampires and ghouls and werewolves and humans all together. No fighting.
Mm-hmm. And that's
No.
what we need in our city. That kind of, not necessarily lack of competition, but relaxing of bad blood, I guess we should say.
He goes, he just nods his head. That's what we tried to do here. You have no idea how bloody it was to erase the Carmilla from this city.
I imagine they wouldn't stand idly by. I'm sure they keep pressing.
They do, but they do it on our terms. They'll send representatives, and if we don't want them, we send them away. If they resist, well, business is business. And I'm laughing all the way to the bank. And he sits back down.
So we might actually interest you in some other business. Maybe it's time to expand.
You see him rub his fingers together and goes, not one for expanding our kingdom or not. We don't think that way here. It's like someone like me, I still love the show business. I couldn't run San Francisco and neither could my associate. But if
Is
you
there
want,
somebody in your organization that could?
you see him, he just really thinks and goes, there may be one. But we'd have to look and double check. But I can understand your want to be free of the Carmilla menace in your city. He
There
goes,
is something that's vexing me. Seeing what you have built here is why the Baron would even be interested in a city like San Francisco. Where If we haven't told you the whole story, we'll tell him in brief what we know.
Easy pickings.
Hang on. It's possible that the Baron or his associates, created the situation that led to the downfall of the prince. There certainly was some very powerful magic user involved in the assassination itself, something that was someone capable of tricking Max here into believing, and Max's camera into believing that it was Belial. May have been Belial himself. The mystery's there, but the ultimate result is that it hardened the Camella's control by the Baron himself taking over. But why would he even be interested in that? So doesn't he have exploits, enterprises elsewhere? Why San Francisco?
You seem to get uncomfortable talking to the Baron. He goes, the Baron is a bit of a black sheep amongst the Carmilla. He will follow the masquerade when it suits him, and he is cruel and easily angered.
I've seen that.
He and hate to say mistress, but the little bitch that hangs around with him named Gorgonzola doesn't make it much better.
Black sheep. So the Camella itself might reject him?
If he sets them up in power, they'll have to accept him. That's the
Okay.
problem. They can't do anything openly. Even with politics, it's always in the shadows. And if he continues to supply them with what they need, then he's a necessary evil that they will have to contend with. If he breaks the masquerade, he'll pay for it. But he's smarter than that. He'll do what he needs to do to erase any knowledge of what happened, start fresh. They'll blame it on a gas leak or something, reopen the city, and life will continue like it was before.
So whether or not he was actually directly involved in the assassination of the prince, which seems like a strong possibility now, his ultimate goal is to maintain power there in order to maintain legitimacy.
Now, that's the only way you go up in the Carmilla. Upgrade yourself, show that you're capable of running things like it should, and you're rewarded. Eventually, centuries pass, and if you continue to do that, you will be promoted further, brought into the inner circle, the inner workings.
All right. So you said there may be one, but you need to double check. They could run San Francisco from here. Not from here, but who is from here, who would go to San Francisco to run it.
He goes, yes. Now, the only other thing to be careful of is that the hard part about this is that it's a fight. You're going to have you take out the Baron, you take out anyone loyal to them. That's a vampire, ghoul, local police department, or sheriff deputy that is loyal to them. You have to eliminate all source of their power and minions, and only then are you going to be able to have a hard reset. It's like here we went casino to casino, hotel to hotel.
You're saying you had that bloody fight.
Oh yes, but luckily enough, it stayed in the shadows. It didn't come to the light. The lockdown, if it's still in effect in San Francisco, can help because less prying eyes. Anything you can do to keep the Inquisition away, better. The reason the Inquisition won't come down upon us is because we're no longer a foothold for the Carmilla. We are a free, independent city. And as of right now, that's not a threat.
Okay. Then I guess we need to declare war on the Baron.
He goes, if you need troops, shooters, weapons, people, we can help. Can't provide much, but we at least add something.
Short answer is yes.
It's not going to be quiet, that's for sure.
Nothing is. But the quicker the better. The longer you wait, the more defenses he'll bring up. He may no longer be where you first met him. He may have a stronghold now.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's sitting there. He's picking at his nail nervously. He goes, Now, we know you got here from magic. Were you planning on going back through magic, or what were you thinking about getting back to by?
We've got different avenues open to us. I don't think we're ready to go back this moment.
That's fine. No rush. It's like, me and my business associate, we shall go over a few things, and we'll get you an itinerary and provide you the necessary equipment. And we'll call it a day. He looks at it, it's like, I'm gonna hurry up because my business associate's almost gonna begin. You look out on the stage. You see this gentleman.
Oh, blue eyes. There we go.
You see him get up on the stage, and that's where we'll call it for this session.
All right.
Finally got you to Vegas.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we've already seen Elvis 3 times, and now we've seen Old Blue Eyes and Liberace.
I did when I came up with this whole premise. I'm like, what can I put in here? And I'm like, oh, that would just be perfect.
All right. Good show.
Mhm.
I enjoyed that one.
Now,
that much.
The stats on that rifle from the book was 46. I'm like, that's kind of high.
Mm.
I was like, normally I roll low with roll 20. No, hell no, not today. I'm 6s all day, all night.
Yeah.
I literally lowered it to 2d6. I'm like, that's just god awful. That's crazy.
Missed it by that much.
You don't even have to.
We're talking about your aorta. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the book I have is a 4th edition book for all this stuff. But yeah,
well, even that 16 with the exact same round in it is.
Yeah. Rework a few things. In the book, it's kind of funny because I don't know if what they take into account, because you have some that's in this book just a normal Colt M16A2 5.56. It's 5d6. Don't know why.
Yeah.
But then you go down to just a Colt M4A1, which is the carbine.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 as well, but but then you go to a SIG and it's 4.
Yeah.
The exact same caliber.
Yeah.
But it's not Colt. It's just a SIG 5.56, and it's 4d6 plus 2. So it's like, why is there a difference? You think if it's just by the caliber, just keep it the same. 5.56 and 5.45 is the same. Then 7.62 by 3.9 is 6.
Brand names do more damage.
Actually, looking at here, like a 308 does 7. That makes sense. It's a meter around. But then you have one. Where'd that go? Some are 3. Some are into account that's a automatic. But like the Colt 16, its rate of fire is 3. But the Colt M4A1 is 15. They both do 5d6 damage. So it's just like, how is this making sense?
It's GURPS.
Yeah, and then of course if you look at their piercing, yeah, pistols pierce, but rifles don't.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? And half the time you put the accuracy in there in the whole schematic, but does it even take that into account?
I read the reason that the rifles don't do piercing is because they do mass damage, mass doing damage as it goes.
Yeah. What's about the average dice roll for a common pistol is 2d6, and then you go mass damage. Heck, even the shotguns are pretty beefy too. They're 4d6.
Mm-hmm.
Submachine gun, that's more average. That's 2.
The trick here is don't get hit.
Oh yeah, hope to God your dodge roll works, or you got a spell. The machine guns do the same, except for that one. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a 50 cal. They'll do 13d6 plus 1. It's not getting back up.
Well, they could-
You killed it, and everything behind it too.
Mm-hmm. An 88 Magnum.
Yeah, that's the GURPS modern firepower. That's the like I've been looking at.
Yeah, I was looking at some list that was online. I think it's a GURPS wiki or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good show. I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. And I guess it's E is up for next week. Okay, good deal. Folks, I'm about to fall asleep here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and fall asleep in the bed. Take care,
Later.
everybody.
Night.
Good night. Well, as well as it normally goes. There's someone hydroplaned and careened into the median, so it actually left right outside Laverne at dead stop. So really,
Yeah, I
didn't-
got a bit of a sticky wicket on the way home too. This semi was going too fast, trying to get off on the shovel exit,
Mhm.
and just about completely jackknifed. He
Wonder
locked it up, and I was looking at his passenger window, and he pulled it out somehow. But man, it had everybody all screwed up, scared to death, and not knowing what to do. It was raining, going on, smoke.
Yeah, I bet. This is just like a little Honda Civic that just was going a little too fast and lost its traction. And
But it
And
made
if-
me so late getting to the. I don't know what I was thinking, trying to think I could get in there and set up the bank toward the end of the day on a Friday. I got there like 3:15. I stood in line for 20 minutes, couldn't get hold of anybody, so I gave up and left.
yeah,
I forgot it was a Friday afternoon. Either case, she's not gonna be able to go with me because she has to be off so much. So I'm gonna have to break my mama loose to go with me because that's where I go get dilated and get my eye shot. Somebody's got to drive me home.
yeah. I'm gonna have to, unless I can get this arranged, I'm gonna have to take 2 Fridays off next month. 'Cause the babysitter's taking vacation.
Yeah.
So unless I can get my mom to watch Thora, you got to take that with the 5th off.
Yeah.
And then later on in the month, Lindsay's going to have some procedure done. And I may have to take that day off as well
Yeah.
because they may not even let her, they may not go through with it unless they know I'm in the parking lot waiting to
Yeah.
take
Figure
her.
it.
Yeah, they may not do anything.
I got you. We'll make it work.
Yeah, but it's just one of those, it's like, just sets me back and I don't have time to burn.
I don't either at this point. I've done burned up everything I ever had. I'm not going to get paid for a week between Christmas and New Year's now. But I've used up all my sick time and all the vacation time too by this point.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Very rarely that happens. So, that's why it's theirs to use it.
Yeah.
It's just for a rare occasion I've actually burned it all up.
We can't account for what
We'll,
Murphy throws at us.
we'll look at it, get some stuff figured out come Monday.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Be easy, brother, and we'll see you then, I guess.
Sounds good.
Catch you later, man.
You too.